Hello, everyone. Welcome to the EBM Scholars. Today, I'm here live on the session. And in this session, as you can see, the title is about green card lottery results and interviews. We are talking about the unknown of the DV lottery. There are some people who are DV 2021 winners. They are in the limbo up to this moment about the speed and their possibility whether all the interviews will be able to be done before the end of the fiscal year, which is in September 30th. That is the end of the fiscal year for DV 2021. Then I'm going to pose the question, what about the DV 2022 winners? We know for sure the DV lottery results for DV 2022 results are coming out on Saturday, May 8 at noon Eastern time. But the results, when they come on May, it doesn't mean that people are starting getting interviewed on May. People will start getting interviewed on the new 2022 fiscal year. And the fiscal year for DV 2022 or the fiscal year for 2022 starts on October 1st. So yes, the results come out on May. You'll fill the DSC 260, which is the immigrant visa form, but nobody is going to be interviewed until on the first day of the fiscal year of 2022, which is October 1st. But still, we have the bigger question is, what is the current pace of the DV 2021 applications? I mean, the interviews, but will the DV 2022 winners face similar challenges as people for the DV 2021 are facing? I will explain. There are two types of challenges the DV 2021 are facing, and I'm going to explain this one a little bit in detail before I go and answer people's questions through comments. And I'm going to show some evidences on the sharing of the screen so that you can be able to see what I'm talking about. So the DV 2021 face two major challenges. The challenge number one, which is bigger than any, the challenge was or is that the interviews were not conducted because of the immigration suspension and a presidential proclamation. When the presidential proclamation started, the first one was on April 22nd for the first 60 days. Then in June 24th, it was extended until end of the year in December. Then December extended until beginning of until March of 2021. That affected two levels. It affected the DV winners of 2020 and 2021. We know for sure DV 2020 were not given the visa. Very few were given the visas. And even the new administration, which talked about the rights of the immigrants and all these opportunities, when they were asked specific about the DV lottery winners, they said that is out of the window. That means the DV 2020 is out of the window because it's out of the fiscal year. They have nothing to do. So what about the DV 2021? So the DV 2021, the first 6 months were no interviews because of the immigration suspension. The question to ask ourselves is, are the US embassies and the consulates around the world, are they able to do all the interviews for the full year within the period of 6 months for the DV winners? The answer is no, they are not that capable. That is in a normal way. But on top of that, there is the issue of pandemic. Yes, the US can give what they call the travel advisory about the level 2, level 3, level 4 of different countries. But don't confuse the travel advisory versus the operations of the US Embassy. The travel advisory, which is given from the travel.state.gov from the Department of State or from the local embassies, is just to caution, to give the warning to the US citizens who are planning to travel to certain countries, to give the warning to the people who are planning to go or they're in that country, to be aware of the situation of the local realities. But the travel advisory doesn't affect the local pandemic regulations of the particular country. For instance, if there are some of the local regulations of, let's say, of Kenya or of Rwanda, the advisory has nothing to do with that one. If they say in Kenya there is no movement, the US Embassy cannot do anything. They cannot do visa interviews. So that you need to understand on that one. So up to this moment, it is very practical impossible for the DV lottery winners to be interviewed, all of them, by the end of the year. Majority of them will not be even, no matter if you can have a 20,000 number and they might not reach to you. So that is a very tough. Why am I saying? I'm saying that because already 6 months passed without interviews. Secondly, there is a pandemic. Local regulations or instructions are different. That's the second part. But the third part is this reason I'm going to share with you right now. I'm going to share the screen. And in this screen, I'm going to show you some of the decisions or some of the things which the current administration has done. And this one, let's start with what I call the immigrant visa prioritization. So this immigrant visa prioritization has been provided by the current administration, Biden administration, about how do they process the immigrant visas? How do they process the immigrant visas for people to be able to apply and be able to get these type of visas? So if you go and look, this has been updated on April 30th, 2021. So this is the most latest one. There was one about visa operations, which was updated on April 6th. So forget about the April 6th. That is old enough. Let's go with the most latest one, which came out last week, which says immigrant visa processing. So in the, immigrant visa prioritization. In this immigrant visa prioritization, the Department of State has given the priority of the immigrant visas versus non-immigrant visa. Non-immigrant visas are visas which are temporal visas. You come to America just for the purpose of temporal stay, like a student, visiting, whatever. So they say those type of visas, you must have a what we call emergency or a critical reason why should you be given the visa. Because the priority is given to immigrant visas, and immigrant visa, we mean green card visas. People who are coming here to stay in the United States on a permanent basis. So that is something we need to know. So they say as follows: as noted in our recent visa services operating status update, which is the one on April 6th, the Department of State is committed to sharing the current status of our worldwide visa operations. As part of that effort, we would like it to provide more details regarding how our embassies and consulates around the world are prioritizing immigrant visa applications as the Department of State works to reduce the backlog of such applications resulting from travel restrictions and operation constraints caused by the global COVID pandemic. So if you look at this one, which they call the health and safety operations in those particular countries, they put categories. I'm going to put this link of this travel.state.gov website about the immigrant visa prioritization. I'm going to put there. But all in all, they say, however, during this pandemic, the Department of State has been forced to make difficult decisions regarding how our consular sections would prioritize immigrant visas, visa applications as they operate at limited capacity, and they work through the backlog of immigrant visa cases once they resume into the full capacity. But this is the crazy part, which I say it will affect a lot of immigrant visa of the DV lottery winners. They provided into tiers, into categories. What is the category number 1 and what is category number 2, number 3? Guess what? The last category of the visas is the DV lottery winners, which makes me so upset. If someone is married to a US citizen, is a guarantee the person will process and be given the permanent residence, will be given that visa, no matter how long it takes. But the DV lottery winners have a timeline. If it goes beyond September 30th, game over. The new fiscal year comes and your case is gone. So this is what they say. While our consular sections where possible, are scheduling some appointments within all 4 prioritized tiers, every month. The following list are the main categories of immigrant visa in priority order. This is the order of prioritization. Order number 1, tier number 1, is the immediate relative intercountry adoption visas, age out cases, whatever. So the point number 1 is that one. Tier 1 is immediate relative intercountry adoption visa, whatever. Tier number 2 is immediate relative visas, that they talk about K visas, the fiancé visas, and they talk about what we call the returning resident visas. Who are the returning resident visas? Are people, let's say you are a green card holder, you go to your country in Nigeria, you go to your country, let's say in Ghana, you go to your country in Kenya, and you stay longer than 6 months. So you already out of the status, whatever you're supposed to be 6 months, or you are 9 months already out, or 1 year already out. So in order to come here, because your visa is already, you have abandoned some of the regulations, you have to come with another visa, which they call returning resident visa. So that is tier number 2. Tier number 3 is called the family preference immigrant visas and the special immigrant visas for certain employees of the US government abroad. And guess what? Tier number 4, all other immigrant visas, including employment preference and diversity visas. So tier number 4 is the green card visas. Tier number 4, or the last tier, or the last tier prioritization, is green card lottery winners. The question to ask yourself is, if the green card lottery winners are the last tier, this is from the Department of State, it means you are toasted. There is no way the immigrant visas will be able to do a lot of visas. I know, for instance, if someone is already a fiancé visa, those one will be given the visa. There is no to expire maybe after September 30th that they will not give you the visa. They will give you the visa. In my opinion, immigrant visa, like diversity visas, is supposed to be a priority because you are playing with the timeline, a clock. So that is something we need to know, that it's a very big situation where that will be difficult. And guess what the last paragraph is saying? However, if I give like, let me give, let me say, the department recognizes that the visa applicants, particularly those in tiers 3 and 4, 3 and 4, 3 is immigrant family preference, and 4, which is diversity visas, immigrant visas. So the department said, recognizes that the visa applicants, particularly those in tiers 3 and 4, will face continued delays. But tier 4 green card visas, lottery winners, is not a delay. If you go up after September 30th, you are gone. So this is what they say. We further acknowledge that certain programs, including the diversity visa program, operate on the fiscal year basis as required by the law. They know that. But why, if you know that, you are going to put in tier 4 instead of tier 1? The Department of State values the diversity visa program and is making every effort possible, to process as many diversity visa cases as possible, consistent with other priorities, despite this. But if you are going to do, you say like, this is what the politicians, I don't like the politicians, because you will say, we know for sure diversity visa program is working under the law on specific timeline. You know that. You are operating under the fiscal year business by the law. And the Department of State, you say you are valuing the visa program, the diversity visa program. But you are making every effort to make sure that many diversity visa cases are as possible, they are going to be given. But inconsistent, that means still as a priority 4, as a tier 4. Despite the severe operation constraints and backlog resulting from this pandemic. However, as a result of the COVID, the number of visas issued in lower priority preference categories or in such programs as the diversity visa program likely will not approach the statutory ceiling of the fiscal year 2021. That's what I'm upsetting about. That is the reality what the DV lottery winners are going to face. So, If you are one among the people who are watching or following my YouTube channel, you can understand when I was telling you United States government is working basing on certain regulations. Politicians are politicians, whether it's Trump, whether it's Biden, whether it's whatever. Everybody was upset. Oh, Trump is going to cancel this one. Trump is going to do this. Trump will put the immigration suspension. Put over this one. What is happening? Tell me what is the difference between now and previous immigration priorities when it comes to this one. In case you didn't know, yesterday, if not me, I think it was yesterday, there was a new proclamation on April 30th. A proclamation on the suspension of entries of non-immigrant of certain additional persons who pose a risk of transmitting coronavirus disease, COVID-19, in the United States. So there is a proclamation, just like the same proclamation Trump put, which we are upset about. And I remember President Joe Biden was the first person to say that is discriminatory. All Democrats say that is racist to put a travel ban for people to come in America because of the COVID, because all those are human beings. What have they done? The same politicians are the same. A proclamation on the suspension, the same language. If you go to the proclamation of Trump and the proclamation of Biden, a proclamation on the end of suspension of entry of non-immigrants of certain additional persons who pose the risk of transmitting coronavirus disease 2019. So this is going to start effectively on April 29th, this one. Yeah. So the same way, if you go to read this one, is going to put the proclamation, is going to ban certain few people. The same what happened in the previous administration. Mainly it affects India and other people, but there is so many things which is the same thing. I'll put this new proclamation. You can go and read it on your own. So, do you have any question up to that moment? I was so upset. I'm trying to make sure that we all understand what's going on before I go and answer some of the questions of people. Thank you so much. Adechina is the first person to be here with the comment. Thank you so much. You have been waiting just to have fun on this one. This year is my year. Amen to that, and all the best. And we are waiting on that day. I'll be live here. If you win and you are excited, you are so happy, you want to go live with me, you can click the button. I will put the link there. You can come live here with me, and you can be able to celebrate with all EBM scholars if you are the DV lottery winner and you want to share the good news with others. But this is what I'm trying to explain, that the politicians are politicians. They will use you in order. What I like about Trump was telling you what he's going to do before he's going during the campaign, that I'm going to ban this one, I'm going to ban this one, I'm not going to allow this one. You know for sure what you are getting into. But Democrats, they just, oh, we are going to do this. They tell you very good stories, but they are doing the same thing. Everybody was upset when Trump put the immigration suspension. They do the same thing. When the DV lottery winners, DV 2020, were not being given the time to extend, people were upset. Go to Isla, they were upsetting. It was over and over. Go now, they're upset, but they, oh, you know, this administration is very listening. No, go to the court the same way you treated the previous administration. Politicians are politicians. They will say anything so that they can get your votes. That's why I don't belong to Democrats. I don't belong to Republican. I'm always registering myself as independent. Thank you so much from it's called Kyrgyzstan. What about DV 2020? Do you mean the people who apply in 2020 or DV 2020? Because DV 2020 are those who were applied in 2018 and they are waiting for the final, if there'll be anything comes up through the lawsuit. Yeah, so thank you from Somalia. Everybody here, I really appreciate. Thank you for your hard work, EBM. Thank you so much, Sean. What about the DV 2020? The DV 2020 Onganga, we are talking about those who applied in 2018. According to the Biden administration, nothing is going to be done to them. it's over, unless otherwise the court continues, because there is still pending issues with the court. But according to the administration of Biden, they say you can apply again. That's what they say. May God help you, help us all to win, and all the best, everyone. When will the result be announced? The results will be announced on Saturday, this Saturday, May 8 at noon Eastern time. I've been telling people, how do you go and get the time on your in your country? To know that what exactly time, just go to the Google search and type what time will be in your country, and you'll be able to know that. Lila, I've already answered your question about the DV 2020. DV 2020, nothing is going on so far, unless otherwise the appeal or something in the court is going to force the government to give the visas. But the Biden administration, already said they're not going to process any visa because the fiscal year has passed, their status has gone. That's what is going to do that. Okay, let me answer this question from Ashraf about the lawsuit. What is your opinion about the Rafael Urena lawsuit? In a simple way, the lawsuit obviously is people are going to win. There is no question about it. But the point is, like just how it happened on the V2020, you win the lawsuit, but unless otherwise, the court says these people have to be interviewed beyond the fiscal year. If they don't say that one on September 30th, still the end of the interviews will be there. So the lawsuit, obviously, I believe, is also capturing to make sure that to protect people to be interviewed beyond September 30th. I've been saying there are only two cases or two scenarios. In order for people to be interviewed beyond the fiscal year, is either the court to decide to force the government to interview people beyond that date, or the Congress could allow that, because Congress is the one who has also mandated to do that. So those are the two only situations where people will be interviewed beyond the September 30th. But out of that, it will be practically impossible for embassies and the consulates around the world to be able to interview people by September 30th to finish 55,000 visas. Because many, even just for the case number of Africa, people with a 7,000 number haven't been received the second notification letter yet. So that is being very frustrating. Let's hope the lawsuit will go through and the people will be forced to continue to interview beyond September 30th for that particular situation. So that is what the biggest hope, because it's very frustrating in general. And this is not just for the DV 2021. DV 2022, still the pandemic is still there. Each country has different level of what we call the second wave, third wave, whatever wave you have in your country. It will still slow down the number of visas to be issued. In that, I mean, the operation of the embassy to come back in the full capacity will be very, very difficult. So it will take like 2-3 years to come back to the new normal, people to be able to do a lot. Or unless otherwise, the Department of State, one of the things needed to do a quicker way is to allow the visas to be done also through what we call the online, because by the regulations, the immigrant visas must be in person at the U.S. consulate or the U.S. embassy in the country where you are, and then another thing, they have to do the fingerprint. So that is something you need to understand. There are so many things have to change so that it can be easier for other people to be interviewed. Okay, Mohammed, you're asking, thank you, EBM scholar. I want to ask you a question about a host. How about if your host is someone who is patient? You mean patient, that means someone who is sick or what? The consular, do they accept that? The US embassy doesn't care whether the person is sick, if you mean that one, or not sick. The US embassy want, if the person who is here is going to support you, or is going to be your host, is legally in America, is not a criminal, is not whatever. That's what they matter. They don't care whether the person is on the bed or is not on the bed, as long as they give you accommodation. That is the purpose of the host. The host is not a babysitter. It's giving a room to stay. So the person give you the room is not a criminal. That's what matters a lot to them. Okay. Okay, there is a very good question about the language, and especially English language. This question I've received many times about the English language. Someone is asking, Bile Muhammad is saying, hello, sir. I want to ask you one question. My question is, for those people who do not know English and they are the lottery winners, what can it happen, whatever, kind of that. So, number one, in the regulations to apply and participate in the DV lottery, there is no any requirement, there is no any instruction which says applicant must know English language. You can come here, speak Arabic, you do not know even a single word of English, there is no problem. You can come from Spanish English country, you can speak Luganda, you can speak Igbo, you can speak Swahili, you can speak Kikuyu. It doesn't matter what language you speak. But on the interview, that is a different case. On the interview, the interviews are in English. If you want to speak your language, Swahili, Arabic, Kikuyu, Kisi, whatever language you want to speak, your language, you need to have a interpreter. So when you receive the DSC 260, the information, the second notification letter that you are going to the interview, you are allowed to contact the embassy. They put there, if you need to have interpreter, inform the embassy and send the information of the interpreter. Don't show up at the embassy on that day without interpreter. That's number one. And you will never be denied the visa just because you do not know English. Never. Don't confuse the green card lottery visa, which you'll be getting that day, versus if you say, I'm going to study. If you're coming to study, yes, they want you to prove that you speak English or you know English. That's why even on the I-20 it is written, this person, prospective student, is capable of English because they wanted the test of English as a foreign language, or you have agreed you will be taking the test to prove that, whatever the measure they are going to use. But on the green card visas, you are not required to know English. And even with the interview, you are not required to speak English. But the documents, first of all, you are going to submit must be translated in English. If they're not in English, you'll go to with the original language, the original document, and the translated document here on the interview date. The same way when you send to the KCC, Kentucky Consular Center, you have to do the same thing. But in addition to that, if whether you do not know English or you are not confident, trust me, there are some people have never maybe you know English, but you are not confident. Like, this is the interview of your life. Why do you need to risk? If you know for sure you don't have the confidence, like kind of that, you have never spoken to a typical American accent, there is nothing, there is no shame. And they're not going to say, oh, whatever. You can go there, hi, yes, I speak English, but I'm not confident enough. I've come with my interpreter. As long as you send the name and the details of the interpreter in advance, that I'll come with the interpreter. They are not going to act against you. And if you are going to get the interpreter, please don't just get it because he's your friend. Find a professional interpreter or someone you know for sure is good, is having better English, better a command of the language than you. Because you can bring someone there and the American accent comes through the window. Remember, there is a window with the mirror. Then it comes there and the interpreter might not understand. Let me give you the funny thing about the interpreter. It happened in Tanzania. There is what we call Sullivan Foundation. It's a big foundation of the rich people, famous people. Usually they go almost every country or many countries in Africa to, it's mostly like a black, is going to create awareness, business, investment. So the superstars from Hollywood, everybody goes there to that kind of conference. In 2007, 2008, while I was still in Tanzania, that conference was in Tanzania. So in that conference, so they brought the interpreter. What funny was, it was the time of Chris Tucker, whatever, to talk about it. So Chris Tucker was talking. Because he's speaking American accent or American English, plus is he black, plus is he speaking not like this educative language, is he speaking like, how is he speaking like in the movie, like he's whatever he's talking. The interpreter, who is Tanzanian, didn't understand a single word Chris Tucker was talking about. So interpreter was going to Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson was there. So was going to Jesse Jackson. So Jesse Jackson takes the Chris Tucker black American English to a normal English, and the interpreter takes that normal English from Jesse Jackson to say to the people. So it was so confusing until they fired the interpreter because it was, so bring interpreter who is capable. Bring interpreter who knows, not just because he's your friend. Your friend can risk you opportunity because can ask you a question interpreter cannot be able to understand. But don't worry about it. The interview at the US Embassy is very easy, especially the green card lottery visa interview. They speak the simple, normal language. They're not going to use a technical term or the typical American language. They use the normal language because they're not there to trick you. Where are you going? Who is your host? So it's not like they're going there, they just talk like 5 minutes for you to understand. It's just a simple question. Are you married? Do you have kids? If yes, what are their names? Are they in school? Which state are you going? Those kind of things. So they're not going to ask, like, but if you are not confident enough, don't risk it. Just go with the interpreter. Will make your life very, very easy. Kevo from Nairobi. Thank you so much. Yes, we are in the countdown to the V lottery results. I'm excited myself. I believe we'll be having so many winners from this EBM Scholars family. And speaking of the EBM Scholars family, for those who do not know, we have the Telegram group. The Telegram group, which I want you to go and subscribe or just go and join. I'm going to put the link of the Telegram group in the comment here. Go and, let me go and put the link of the Telegram group so that you can be able to get it. Make sure that you go and join the group, because the group, why is it not? Yeah, this is now making me upset now. If you go to the Telegram group, you will be able to get, so that is the link, which is on the comment, which is there too. Join the Telegram group. This is for green card. This Telegram group is also for scholarships. Anything you can be able to support one another. But in case you know for sure, I've also created the group for the African YouTubers. For those who are currently YouTubers or they want to become YouTubers, I created a new group. This group will be able to help us to connect. People have so many questions about how to become a YouTuber. How do you make videos? How do you make money? So, and this can also be used as a work experience. So, make sure that you also go and check if you are a YouTuber, the other group, unless otherwise you are a YouTuber, join there. It's not a group for anybody. It's just for the YouTubers. Okay. Okay, so let's quickly go to other questions, and then Mukhtar, you are watching from Somaliland. You are waiting for the results. Okay, EBM, we would love to know if KCC is still sending documents, confirmation email. Yes. Steve, yes, he is still sending, but they are very slow, as I've been saying. Good evening, family. Thank you for the insight, Mr. EBM. Thank you so much, Fata. I appreciate that. Lasagna Kamara from Sierra Leone. Thank you so much. Nancy Komboka from Nairobi. First of all, people who are watching from Nairobi, Do you know Nairobi or Kenya in general is the number? I mean, obviously there is US, but Kenya has been at the top among the countries watching my YouTube videos. Is Kenya, US, Ghana. I mean, you guys are so fantastic. So let me, for those who speak Swahili, I know there are so many Kenyans here. So if you are you know Swahili, please make sure that you go and subscribe to the EBM Scholars, EBM Swahili. So you go to the youtube.com. Let me put it on the comment. .com/EBM Swahili. Go to that particular channel and you'll be able to see. I post a lot of interviews on that particular channel too. They might be different from the English one, but please remember to subscribe that one. I want to grow that particular channel and I can be able to show you how so far that channel is doing. It's doing so well. I'm grateful for people who have been able to subscribe. But remember, we also share a lot of things about that particular channel. So if you want to see, you can be able to see. That is the EBM Swahili. So for those who know Swahili, you see there are so many information about EBM Swahili. Just the uploads is normal. There are scholarships. So there are so many things we'll be able to do in that particular channel too. So there are the interviews I've never done in English, I do in Swahili. So and the specific opportunities also in Swahili language. So you can be able to go and learn from there too. So for those who are going through that way, obviously this is a YouTube, the main one. For those speaking, whatever, everybody here, thank you so much for being supportive of my YouTube channel. Okay, so make sure that you also go to subscribe. But those who are looking for scholarships, let me show you. Those who are looking for scholarships, go to the ebmscholarships.com. That is the channel will be able to get so many opportunities to get scholarships. I've been making, there is a video which I said, how do you go and get other opportunities beyond the green card lottery? Scholarships, they're here. What is the recommendation letter? This is a free book. For instance, how to create yourself green card interviews. So there are so many content, like in Norway. There are those countries. Why should you apply? So there are so many content I usually post here. You can be able, and specific scholarships. If you are looking for, this one has just ended, like if you are looking for specific scholarship, I usually post them here. You can go there and open and go and get the specific opportunity. So start going through that particular web page, and you can be able to get so many other opportunities too. Will be able to help you. Okay, so let's go to other questions. Sorry, I'm going back and forth so that I can make sure that I make people understand. Okay. Misa, you are saying my wife's last name is not the same as in passport and on the DV application. The easy way, make sure go to a lawyer. Go to a lawyer to have the document matched, to create what we call the legal affidavit. Either you get the new documents or the lawyer has to say, this person is the same as this person. So that is the same thing. Because you might have the passport, this name, but you use the maiden name. Maybe the passport has the name before got married. After getting married, change the name. But so whatever it is, go to a lawyer and have a legal affidavit. There will be any other problem. Another question is, if you have bachelor degree, do they ask work experience? They might ask, but you already have a bachelor degree, you qualify. So they will never deny you the visa. But obviously, to have work experience, even if you have PhD, they will ask you, what is your work experience? They just want to know your work experience. Are you a criminal? Oh, you can have a work experience as a corrupt guy. What is your work experience? But it's not going to be determining whether to be given the visa or not, because you already have a minimum work experience which is required. Means there is a problem. The problem is, I said, go into a lawyer and make sure that you know that. Okay, you are asking a question. Okay, before I answer that one, let me find this document before I wanted to answer that question with a clear. Okay, one sec. Okay. Okay, this question says from Yusuf Abdi, is there any DV 2021 winner has got the visa yet, or no one has given the visa? There are some people have already been given the visas. Yesterday in our Telegram group, someone shared was being given the visa, and I'm planning to do the interview with that particular person. Is from Cameroon. We're planning to do the interview by the end of this month. Another person also from Cameroon also is a DV lottery winner, has been given the interview. And then we are waiting also to do the interview. His interview was in Abu Dhabi, was not in Cameroon, in Yaoundé, no, so it was Abu Dhabi. So for that particular case is coming in June. So once they're in US, we'll have the already call. So just to give you just some sort of quick understanding. So you see on the screen, this is the visa someone has been given for the DV lottery winner. So I don't want to put it longer. So that is the person also is a DV lottery winner, already has been given the visa for DV 2021. But there are not many people we know have been given the visa, because we have been saying there are very few. Some of the embassies are not still operating based on the pandemic situation and the local restrictions in different countries around the world. But they are there, yes. Okay, watching Zabron from Qatar, thank you. From Kenya, remember to subscribe. If you speak Swahili, go to youtube.com, youtube.com/EBM Swahili. That is my other YouTube channel for those who speak Swahili. Go to that channel and remember to subscribe. Angel, thank you so much. How are you? Hi to you. Steve, you say I'm DV. I'm Alex. Steve Alex. I'm DV 2022 applicant. All the best through is very all the best for everyone, and I believe people will be able to win us. Yusuf Abdi, please go to my YouTube channel for Swahili One and subscribe. You said, Amdi, you have a question. I'm waiting to hear your question. Avlin Kaseba from Zambia, thank you so much. I'll be interviewing one YouTuber from Zambia in a few days to come, so I'm excited too. I'm watching his usual. I'm watching his channel. His channel is entertainment channel. It's a very nice channel, so I'm looking forward to interview him. So, 46,000, no hope anymore. Don't lose hope. Still, you have to continue to have that hope. Hello from Cameroon, Terence. Thank you so much. Good day. How are you doing? I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing very well. Liz, how are you? Welcome, Liz, from Colorado. Thank you so much. Roll with Liz. And we're going to do the interview with Liz on Thursday. Around the same time, we'll be having the interview with Liz. So please stay tuned. We'll be having the most questions asking about the V lottery and the interviews and everything. But will be hopefully will be on her channel, and people will be able to check from there. Watching from Bahamas, thank you so much, Deshan. Ruth from Zambia. I lived in Mbeya in Tanzania, which is bordering Zambia, but I've never been to Zambia, but I know it's very, very close by. Hi, Mr. EBM, always following you, each other, and each and every time. So thank you so much, Freddie. Is this about DV? Yes, the Shan is the DV, but you can ask any other question you have with regard to immigration. If I know, I'll be able to answer. But if you want to know about scholarship opportunities, ask that one. I know a lot, and I've been doing that one. But also, if you want to know just about life in America in general, you can ask. If you want to know about how to write a book, how to publish the books, how do I put my books on Amazon, you may ask. You may ask the question, how do you start a podcast? How do you start YouTube? How can you have a sustainable business? What kind of question do you need to ask yourself to remind yourself to succeed on certain things? Will you be able to support and share? Yeah. Sam Mbaru Shimana, you say, I love your topic because my dream is US. Thank you so much. You are doing a great job. God bless you. Thank you so much, Clement. Vandi Lahai. Hi, EBM. I'm Vandi Lahai, watching you from Sierra Leone. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate it. May God bless you. World Traveler, Rahman. All documents are ready, but still I couldn't receive email. Please let me know about the emails. My case number is 20,000. 20,000. I know up to 20,000 they haven't received email, but I believe those will be the people soon to be able to receive, because already up to most of the numbers are now current, so we'll be able to get the email. Thank you so much, Andrusa from UAE. Hi, Konatek, watching from Cameroon. Thank you so much, Ivan Clarkson. Bye. Greeting. Thank you so much. How about the V 2022? Is there any hope? Yes, hope is there, because the results will be normal. Interview will start in October, so we'll not be having any delay for 6 months like how it happened. There will be no delay at all. Yeah, there will be no delay for the V 2022 winners, but pandemic is still there, so the rate of the interviews will not be that fast. Hi, this Mary Wambirio, I believe you're from Kenya. This, how many people are likely to win? 80,000 or 50? So don't confuse the number of people to win versus the number of people to be given the visas. Each year, the number of winners is higher than the number of visas going to be issued. The maximum number of visas is 55,000, but the winners is higher. For instance, in the last year, the 2021, the winners were 133,000, but the visas issued will be 55,000 maximum. Katende, you are saying, thank you for the program. If at all made error in my Gmail when registering for the V lottery, how will I be notified whether I'm qualified? First of all, they don't send the email that you have won the V lottery. Let me show you quick here. I don't want you to make any mistake. This is what you needed to do. The DV, you go to the DV program. When the results are out, nobody sends you the email. You come here, you see the results. We go to check here. You click here to check the status. Once you click the status, you come here and you put 2022, then your number. You put your last name, the name before comma. Then you put the year of birth and you put the authentication code here. You click submit, then we'll be able to see the results. So they don't send the results to your email. Nobody sends it to your email. Can I tell you, say you are watching from Algeria? Thank you so much. Hi, EBM. Thank you so much, Kite. Ashraf. The results will be out on 8th. Yes, few days to come. What's your opinion about Rafa? I already answered that one. Watching from Dubai. Got this. Thank you. Amen to that. Andusa for being hopeful to become the winner. Ashraf, you are watching from Kampala. God help to win for the DV 2021. Please let us know anybody who wins the DV lottery will be able to. Yeah, okay, so let me quickly go to other questions. Okay, Muhammad, if you ask one question, please don't send over and over the question. I see you have sent the same question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Please don't send the question more than once. If you send the question, just let it there. I'll be able to answer. EBM, if I have Somali passport and also my official high school was in Ethiopia, is there any problem? No. They don't care where you studied as long as you have high school. Whether you have high school from heaven, you have high school from Somalia, from another country, they don't care as long as you have high school. Please don't send over and over the questions. Okay, Andrew was saying, can you explain about DSC 260, how to feel work experience? I mean, if I have the residence in a country, but I work in another country. So what you need, like, for instance, from July 1st to June this time, where do you work? You work in this country, you put where you put the address where you work. Do you work online or you work and live that particular country? They don't care where you live. Where do you work? For instance, I might be here, but I work online with a company in Somalia or in Uganda. Yes, I put like from this day to this work day, I work on company A, and this is my supervisor name. This is what I work. This is the address of the company. Where I work, where I live, that is a different story. Okay, Pavel will say 11,000 plus case number from Europe. Interview Abu Dhabi, KCC scheduled, has checked the documents, but not yet appointment questions. When do we expect to interview a newborn, but not yet passport? What to do? That's a very good question, Pavel. What you need to do while you are waiting for the email for the interview, you have to process the passport for the newborn. If you get the passport of the newborn before they send for the interview, you will be able to update the DSC 260. But if they don't allow you to update because maybe they have scheduled for the interview, you can be able to go with the passport and go with the information to the US Embassy. You can contact the embassy in advance and to be able to process for you. That means you can be interviewed all at once. 11,000 for Europe, your interview will be probably in July. Hello, Mr. EBM. Is there any hope for the DV 2021? Because every time everything is going so slow. I'm from Ethiopia and my case number is 19,000, but it's still no email to send the supporting documents. That is the first 10 minutes I've been talking about how complicating and confusing it is for the DV lottery winners. Atea, let me go. Do you have any question? Because you say merits of Houston. Okay, I don't know if there is. From Rwanda. Oh, Mohammed Suleiman, you sent over 10 questions. Is the same question, please. Your 59,000 case number, is there any hope? Harrison, I don't want to be the carrier of the bad news. No, there is no hope. There is no hope because even people with 40,000, we do not know what will happen to them. If it could be the normal year, yes, there is a big hope. Hi, proud of your dedication to help. Believe I'm the winner. Thank you so much, Kangara. What if someone has a bank loan, yet he won the DV lottery? Can he travel? Yes. US Embassy doesn't request those information if you have a loan or not a loan. That is you and your bank. How comes there are people with up to case number AF38 have been scheduled, but some below 10,000 haven't been scheduled? I do not know. What I know is, depending on when you send the DSC, you fill the DSC 260. That's number one, because at the beginning is first come, first served basis. When they start sending for the interview, I'm not so sure why is that the case. Mulba, you are watching from Liberia. Thank you so much. Are you watching from Mamba Village, or where part of Liberia are you watching from? Hi, EBM, watching from UAE, 2022 applicants. Thank you so much. Nyaga Junior, for those who are enrolled in any university currently, which education documents should they provide at the interview? You provide education of you go with your high school and you go the information, you prove your ID. For instance, if you are second year, you have the results from first year and second year. Go with the current results to show that you are currently a student. So go with the evidence to prove that you are a university student. If I ask you, you said you're a university student, prove to me you are a university student right now. Show me the evidence you are currently at the university. The evidence you show to me you are currently a student, you are a student, show them at the university. You are going to show them at the embassy. Okay. I've already answered that one. I'm studying in grade 12, but I will graduate in 2020. Can you apply for the DV 2023? Yes, you can. Okay. Team, what is your question? Let me find you. The link for the Telegram I've already. Let me send the link for the Telegram again. People want to know the Telegram for the. This is the Telegram group for just overall the EBM Scholars group. Okay. Okay, let me find this question from Tia. What is the question? First of all, which lawyers or law firms you recommend to file a lawsuit? Personally, I don't recommend. I can say just most of the time, the lawsuit, the companies under the ILA, there are most of those one. You can use the same one which have used the one who they won the previous one, because they go as association, whatever. I don't want to be like, okay, this is the good one, this is bad one, and something comes up, and then, yeah. Well, Julia from in Rwanda can help you if you don't mind. I'm also waiting for my results on coming on Saturday. Okay, watching from Mauritania, please, which time will I be able to results to come out? So this is what you do. What you need to do, you go to the Google search. You write when it is noon in New York. What time is in Mauritania? To tell you what time will that be. It will be 4 p.m. That is the easy way. Okay. Okay, Tim, you're saying if Texas, I would suggest the city of Houston. Oh, someone was asking because I'm looking for the original question of Atea, was asking about the okay, was asking the question. Okay, so let me start with the team. Will there be a second batch for the second notification by mid-May? Yes. Yes, that will be yeah, very soon. Okay, what is that question? Okay, let me ask Peggy. Peggy is saying, hi EBM, do I stand a chance of winning the V lottery this year? My mom applied in 2018 December for me and my kids. I do not know my case numbers. Number one, did your mother apply for the V lottery? If yes, the DV lottery is not in this, you don't apply in December. If you apply, that means you apply the fake one, unless otherwise you apply a different type of visa, immigrant visa on sponsorship. But it's not the DV lottery. The DV lottery is from the first week of October until the first week of November. And to be exactly on last year, when the result application was from October 7th to November 10th. That was last year. And if you applied in 2018, those people have already finished the DV 2020. So I don't know which one you are talking. And if you are saying the case number, that means you are already the winner, because case number is for the winners. When will be other application for the DV lottery? Happy Tiffany's channel. The next application is in October, from the first week of October until the first week of November. Okay, Peggy, you are looking for Guyana. You are watching from Guyana. Okay, my name on high school and birth certificate reads Sharif GM Jumo, but on my passport has no initial GM. No, that is not a big problem. Since I was told that there is no problem, there is no problem. But if you want to be in a safe side, just go to a lawyer and say that the Sharif GM Jumo is the same as Sharif Jumo without initial. Just to be in a safe side, go to a lawyer and it's just like $10, $15. It's not something that is very strange. That will be help. Tim McPherson, how are you? Okay, hello, sir. I'm Freddie Tony Toto from Congo Brazzaville. May I know the job is easy to US? Yes, to get a job is very easy. Like you apply for jobs and you'll be able to get jobs. As long as you want to find a job, you'll be able to get jobs. So it's not that difficult to get. I tell you already, what US state and city do you want to move? Because yes, it's very, very big country, and each city, whatever, is very different. Please, if you stay in a country for a year ago and you no more there in a country which don't have any contact with them again and don't have embassy in your country, will you still need a police? Listen, if you have lived in any country for 6 months, and above, you must have a police clearance record. There is no exception. Without the police clearance record, you are not given the visa. So if you travel back, go and get it. You go and get into the plane or go to the US, to the embassy of that country, go to the internet, wherever, find the police clearance record. Without the police clearance record, you are not going to be given the visa. Simple like that. Without J certificate, but have 6 years of work experience, is that enough to get? Yes and no. It depends on what type of work experience. If your work experience is just being a bus conductor in a small whatever, no. It depends on what type of experience, what type of training do you get. I've been telling people to go and subscribe to that particular channel. Okay. Hello, I'm watching from Lima. Dominic Matata. Thank you for encouragement, EBM, watching from Ghana, George Freeman. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm about to finish. I have like 5 minutes because my wife has to go to get the kids and I have to stay with another child and I have to start the meeting in 5 minutes. How should I correct my last name spelling? Go to the if I win the DV lottery, possible to fill a passport one on DSO, the entry which is Mrs. Put the name as in the passport. That's what you're supposed to do. Hello, EBM. I have been your follower since 2018. Thank you so much, Elisha. I'm nursing student, almost finishing up December this year. So my question is, should I first get the Kenyan license first, then come? Even if you come with a Kenyan license, it doesn't help you here. Here you have to become a license here. Your Kenyan license doesn't help anything. How should I correct my spelling? I said if you put a wrong spelling in your application, in the DS260, put the name as appear in the passport. That's what you're supposed to do. Please don't send over and over the question, please. Don't do that. You have already sent the question, I've already answered. Don't send over and over, it's making me upset. So I could not find the rent. So I could not find a rent to rent or a host. Can I instead get a hotel room for a couple of months until I find an apartment? Yes, you can, but on the DS260, you have to put the address of US. So if you find someone, even if you're not going to stay there, where they will send the what? So you can have someone as a host, but it's not your host, because you cannot say I'm going to stay in the hotel. Do they send your passport? I mean, your green card and your what? And your what? This? What is this? The social security number to the hotel? No. Okay, I've already answered that one. Please, if you send one question, don't send over and over. Fit some, please don't send 10 times the question. That is making upset, in case you didn't know. If you have recently collected your birth certificate, does the death insurance matter at the end of the interview? No. My place of birth on my passport and the place of birth is different. What can I do? It depends how different it is. Birth certificate in the passport, usually they don't put the exact village. So for instance, if you are born, let's say you are in Kenya, I'm giving an example. You are born in Kibera. The passport will not say you are born in Kibera. The passport will say you are born in Nairobi. So it can be different in that sense, but not exactly to say that that is different. For instance, my passport, it says place of birth, Tanzania. You see? But my place of birth, in my birth certificate, it says I was born in Kigoma, in Tanzania. But my American passport says I was born in Tanzania. So it's not the big deal, but because you are in the same country, what you need to do is, they are not going to put the name of the particular hospital, the name of the particular small town. They will put the bigger town, like you are born in Nairobi, you are born in Kisumu, you are born in Accra, you are born in Freetown, you are born in KwaZulu-Natal, whatever those kind of, yeah. What's wrong with these people sending? Yeah, it is so upsetting. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, like, you are excited to go to another question, you find it over and over, and that is rude. Winnie Kamau, I believe you're from Kenya. Hello, EBM. Can I go with the related academic documents to the embassy? Yes, you can go with them. They don't take them, they look at them, then they give you back. Hello, sir. Thank you for updating us. I have uploaded a photo with a blue background in the DV lottery. Is that a problem? Yes, it is a very big problem. Can I be eliminated? Yes, you can. I do not know whether they eliminate, but basically, photo without a white background is a ground for disqualification. That's what I know. Is there any news about the increase in the visas from 55 to 80,000? Or Mari Aziz, at the moment, no yet. Yeah. At the moment, no, is still on the Judicial Committee. MCN TV, thank you so much for pointing out. Fitsam, please stop doing that. You have sent the question over 50 times. This is so upsetting. Yeah. What do they mean when do you have any documented proof that vaccination according to the US law? When you were born, you had a vaccination. Otherwise, you could be dead up to this moment. So the proof is the doctor will write this. There are certain vaccines I'm not going to put now, like Pepopunda or whatever, this kind of whatever, or TB vaccine, whatever. You had a vaccine when you were born. Any child is having that one. But they're not going to give you vaccine. You are 50 years old, the vaccine for the baby. They will indicate in the country you are, yes, you had this kind of vaccine. So the answer will be yes. And then when the doctors, when you go for the medical, they'll be able to do something like that. Oh. Fitsam, next time if you do that, I'm going to block you. This is so upsetting. Hello, EBM from Patrick Antwi. Hello, EBM. If I get married to a woman who has a child already before winning the DV lottery, can I feel the DSC showing that the child of a woman is mine, although the child does not? Yeah. If you are married to a person has a child, you don't. Yes, that is not your biological child. Is your stepchild. A stepchild is allowed to be part of your application, and that is it's part of the instruction. When we say children, we mean biological children. When we mean children, we mean the children who are. Let me go to the instruction. We'll be able to make it easier for you. Okay. Okay. So let's do this way. Let's go to the instruction number 15. 14, number of children. So number of children, what do they mean when they say this is the number of children? Okay, the children we mean, all living natural children. That means the children who are biological, the children you have legally, by law, you have adopted, or all the living stepchildren. If you marry someone and that person has a child, that child is going to be added into your application without any problem. Okay, I'm sorry, I have to end my live now. I'm going for a meeting. Is there any chance for the DV lottery winner of 19,000? Yes, there's a big chance for that. Hi, EBM from Tapa Vicent. What about someone with higher education without high school diploma? What do you mean? How can you have a degree if you didn't go to high school? You must go to high school in order to go to the university. Or did you just jump? Kind of that. So obviously you must have high school. When we say diploma, diploma means is a certificate. That is the meaning of diploma. In American English, diploma is just the certificate. What if you have a degree, but I have my own registered business? If you have a degree, even if you don't have any work experience, you are okay. People, the minimum qualification is high school. You have a degree. Why are you going to worry about it? Hello, EBM. Thanks a lot for contribution concern. I would like to know what happens when I use host in filling the DSTX film. But I end up living in another host. There is no problem with that. Please don't ask any other question. I'm done with the question. Kiempe TV, a little bit explain on the vocational training. How is it taken by the US Embassy? Vocational training, for instance, you want to study to become a mechanic. That is vocational training. You studied to become entrepreneur is vocational training. But after vocational training, what have you been doing? So let me put the, I'm already late for the meeting, people. I have to end up now. Sorry, don't ask any question at the moment. I'm done at the moment. People did not complete high school certificate, but use alternative way to go to the university. Yes, use that alternative. My point when you see me high school, we mean that you have to take the national examination. Whatever qualification you used to go to the university, go with that information and go with the degree, go and show them. That's what I'm trying to explain. Hi, EBM. My brother is not able to fill his DSC 260. Can he still do it? Yes, he can be able to do it. There is no problem. My mom wrote Bible verse at the back of my case number. Will it cause by disqualification? Why digital qualification? Case number can you print over and over. That is a PDF. It doesn't mean that when you print on that day, if today you go to check the results, you can print again over and over. They don't care about that. Please let me end up here. I cannot be able to answer all the questions. I'm sorry because it's already, let me show the time. It's already more than 2:06. So I'm already late. The meeting is supposed, like there is a meeting and you have to help with the child. So I'll go through some of these questions and try to answer the one which I haven't been able to answer. So I'm so sorry for any person who I've not been able to answer the question. Do I need to send the original and translated document to the, yes. When they ask for documents, you send the translated and the original copy. But on the interview, you go again with the translation of the original document. Because KCC, they need the scanned copy. Embassy go with the actual documentation. So let me end up here. I'm sorry, everyone, for the one I haven't been able to answer their questions. There are so many questions, and I have to end right now. Okay. Thank you.